Hi, my name is Jace Whitaker. I'm presenting on Hong Kong, the Special Administrative Region of China, which was handed over by Great Britain to China in 1997 and is promised freedom and democracy until 2047. So there are independent news publications there, and they exist, especially online, such as the Hong Kong Free Press news outlet. But there are several media outlets owned by the Communist Party of China, which could be bad in the future when there's more media takeover, because the Communist Party of China does not have the best track record on freedom of speech in the media. So there have been protests there, conflicts over an extradition bill, which allows for the extradition of residents, visitors, and journalists to mainland China, which could be bad and is a threat to free speech. Those protests are ongoing despite the bill being withdrawn because they've evolved into general pro-democracy protests. And recently there have been non-lethal assaults on journalists by police, mafia, and mobs, which is another threat to free speech right there for now. This is Studio Incendo, which is a group of Hong Kong-based photojournalists that have a social media presence. They're pro-freedom activists, and they post their photos to Flickr, Facebook, Wikimedia Commons. This photo is of protesters. So what happened was Hong Kong Baptist University, their student president, was arrested for possession of weapons, which were laser pointers. And this protest, they're pointing their laser pointers at a piece of paper to show that they're not laser guns, like the Hong Kong police claim they were. So the guy was released without charges after the student protests. Molotovs, they're sort of the Hong Kong protesters' one real weapon that they have, as an improvised weapon. So protesters using Molotovs is a common theme in foreign media reporting on the Hong Kong protests. So here's a video, which I will not show for length, of Hong Kong protesters throwing Molotovs at a armored vehicle owned by the police. And I originally saw this video on CNN, and it only showed the video. It didn't show much context. I didn't feel informed of why this Molotov throwing was happening. And I think that's a serious risk of this kind of news coverage. It's just showing that sexy violence, and it has to do with that foxification of news, of sensationalism. And that's also a risk, is that could be co-opted by a foreign government or foreign media system to show that protesters are violent and sort of show a pro-police, pro-state agenda. That's a risk. There could be other ways they manipulate this video or these photos for their own agenda. So that's my presentation. I'll let the next people present on their countries. Thank you.